Hey, welcome back. I am no longer in Florida. I'm in Georgia again. And Andy and I came up about a week ago, a little over a week and a half ago, I guess I would say. And we've been working a marathon at the annual anniversary sale. When we talked to our boss about taking time off and actually resigning our position so that we could go travel, we agreed that we would come back and work the anniversary sale because it is like Christmas for REI and all the members get great deals at the sale. So we came back and we worked a 7-day stint of 8-hour plus days, and it was crazy, it was good, and it was a nice chance to say goodbye to the store, to all of our friends. And now it is time to get back to work on the van. So we had planned to be done at this point and to be hitting the road really today, but unfortunately I just got way behind in Florida for a number of reasons. So we're back here and we're going to be working for 2 weeks. That's the time frame I've set because I'm just chomping at the bit to get going. So we're going to spend 2 weeks getting the van road ready. I know it won't be 100% finished, but it should be road ready. First thing I need to do is get all this stuff out of here. I've unloaded a lot already, but I've still got some more things to unload so that I can start working. And we're going to be doing, I think, a lot more framing, trying to get the wood up for the ceiling and get ready to do the electrical hookups. I've got everything pretty much wired, and I've got a friend who helped me set up the electrical plan who's going to help us do that on Saturday. So yeah, we got a lot to do. Whoops. I was just going to say this whole process is a little bit tricky because my van is on kind of a steep driveway. It could be worse, but it's a little weird climbing in and out when it's on a slope. So I feel like this. Now that the van is mostly empty and the garage is mostly full, it's time for me to figure out which project to do first. And Andy and I just had a consultation about possibly putting some kills on all of these wood pieces that I put in before I thought of doing that. And we decided to go ahead and just roll with it based on what we've seen with a lot of other van builds. I know some people prime everything that goes into the van, and that was kind of my intention, but I just didn't even think about it when it came to the framing. So it's already up, and I could prime the outside of it, which I may still go back and do if I feel like I have the time. But in weighing the time and the benefit and the possibilities of mold and mildew in here, we decided to just go ahead and wait, at least for now. So I think I'm going to work on stuffing some insulation and some small gaps, and then start measuring and planning out for my cabinets and also for where I'm going to start putting the walls up. But I need to get some of the framing in first. So it seems like 1,000 little projects, but that is life, building out a van. All right, I am making progress. I've got all of these pieces up along the roof transition done. I've got lots of wool up there, kind of loosely placed. The not headlights, what do you call those? The rear lights, the brake lights, the top lights are behind there, and I do want to be able to access those, so I'm not going to stuff that too full, just in case a bulb goes out and I need to take it out. Got done over here, and then also through the columns. The one area I haven't done is down in this horizontal panel because I've got electrical wiring run through there, and we're going to do electrical on Saturday, so I just want to make sure we have access, and I can come back in and stuff that full. I do have access through here, so I can easily fill that in before we start doing the walls. All right, so now that I'm pretty much done with the insulation, the next project for the day is to prime these boards behind me. We were able to buy some really nice Baltic birch at Anderson Lumber down in St. Pete, and that is what we're going to use for the ceiling, the basically subfloor, subceiling, before we put the tiles on, so it's not going to show, but I'm going to go ahead and prime it just for moisture management. Since I forgot to do it for the framing, I feel a little bit better knowing that the ceiling at least is going to be primed. There's a part of me that kind of feels like it's a bit of a crime to cover this nice, lovely wood grain with primer, but it's good quality wood, and so it's nice to know I've got quality even though nobody will see it. And hopefully when we're ready we can get more for cabinets. Just put the first coat on the first side of the second panel of Baltic birch. The third one's waiting over there. And I'm gonna go ahead and put in some plus nuts. I just drilled out the holes here for the plus nuts. This is the driver's side kind of front section. I've already done the horizontal pieces up there, but these did not have the right holes. These were smaller holes. I had to drill them out with a 3/8 inch drill bit. For this panel, I had to expand some of the holes and add a new hole. This one here was a smaller hole, so I used a 3/8 inch drill bit to drill it out so it'll hold the plus nut that takes a 1/4 inch bolt. This one was brand new hole, and then the third hole there is expanded. So I've primed them. I just use a Q-tip with some primer to prime the bare metal and clean up the edges of the holes, and now I'm ready to go ahead and put the plus nuts in, and then I can get my board up. I'm definitely not the master of the perfect plus nut, but I am getting better. I've had a couple that when Andy and I went to put the bolts in, they actually spun a little bit, and I've read that that's from tightening them too much. So I'm trying to be a little bit more cautious here. I might be just getting a wee little bit tired. I mentioned that 7-day marathon at REI, and I tell you, that took something out of me. Just running, I do about, I don't know, 8 or 9 miles a day when you're working a sail like that. Now this is the board I cut to go here, just like the other ones. But before I pre-drill the holes, I need to mark where the plus nuts are. So I'm going to go ahead and make my little paper template that I've been using to mark those and then transfer them to this board. It's running just a little bit low on my template paper, so I've made one that I've just marked at the center. And so from here, whoops, if it stays, there we go. I can go ahead and mark my 3 holes and just match this to the center of the piece of wood, and then I should be good even though I don't have the full length here. So what I like to do is just punch the pencil or the marker right all the way through to where the plus nut is, and that way I can see where the whole hole should be. The whole hole, the full hole. And then when I transfer this, I transfer it to the back of the board and then drill from the back towards the front, and that way for any reason my angle is off a little bit, I should still be able to hit the plus nut when I put the bolt in. I've got about another half hour, 40 minutes to work, and I made these cubes while I was down in Florida. They're just pieces of plywood laminated together that will allow me to put the board up above. Let's see if I can show you here without making you too dizzy. Up here, there is a rib behind the header here, but I didn't want to take the headliner out because there is some wiring in there, and I want to have easy access to it just in case I need to ever do anything to fix it. So I'm going to use this panel up here for the last piece of wood for the roof. You can see my other struts going across here. I need to add one at the rear in the same manner. It was going to be suspended on these blocks. These others are actually bolted into the ceiling, into the ribs, so the front one, the fore and aft pieces, will actually just support one more rib that is mainly for stability of the ceiling, and then the weight of the ceiling will be supported on these other ribs. I'm going to use a new product that I haven't tried but was recommended on my forums, and that's Loctite Power Grab. It says on the back that it grips like instantly, and so hopefully maybe I have a few seconds at least of wiggle room. Hopefully I have a few seconds at least of wiggle room. And it doesn't mention metal on the back, but it does say that at least one of the 2 surfaces has to be porous. So I'll have the non-porous metal and the porous wood, and let's see if I can make that work. This sweet man brought us this sweet tree for breakfast. Look at these. And yes, I've already dipped in. Yummy. Thank you. I got the van turned around this morning to make it a little bit easier to access, and I have a helper. There's Forrest. He's always a good helper. Well, not always, but most of the time. And then here's Andy. And he is getting ready to test the adhesive for the blocks that we are going to use for the supports for the front and back of the ceiling.
We're going to see how many different kinds of adhesive we can use before the end of our van build.
How many are we up to?
I don't know.
4? I think 4. Maybe 5. My new handy collapsible ladder is out so that we could test it, because our friend Eric's going to come over today, and we are hopeful that between the 3 of us we can get that fan installed. I have the square marked for it here on the inside and a template created so we can mark on the outside. We'll be putting plastic up here to catch all the metal shavings, and then actually cutting from the other side. But doing the Max Air fan that's right here, ordered it several months ago, but it's just taken us a while to get around to actually putting it in. Now, in addition to being thrilled that we have a friend coming over to help us today, there's something else I'm very excited about that I can't wait to show you. This little box contains my countertop, and I am so eager to open it up and check it out. I have been waiting months, literally months, to get this from Home Depot. Kind of early on in the planning for the van build, I saw a beautiful chevron countertop, kind of a herringbone pattern, and it was in somebody's post on Facebook, and I asked her where she got it, and she said IKEA. And when I looked into it, I think it's the 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪𝙩 countertop. It's laminate on top of a particle board, and I didn't want to do that because it's going to get so much exposure to water. So I started searching for a similar countertop, and I found one at Home Depot. It's called 𝘼𝙗𝙫𝙗 wood, and it's a chevron. It's unfinished butcher block, and it's wood all the way through. So I didn't order it right away because I didn't need it for the van. It was going to be a while till we wanted to install it, and then, like most things for vans, it went out of stock. And I literally was checking Home Depot's site like every day, every other day, just to see if it would pop back in stock. They had a 10-foot version. Actually, when the 4-foot went out of stock, which is what I needed, they had 6, and I thought about cutting that to make a little side table, but I was like, that's going to be a pretty heavy little side table, pop-up table. So I was like, I'm going to wait for the 4, and then everything went out except the 10-foot, and I certainly don't need 10 feet of countertop. So I waited and checked and waited and checked, and finally it came back in stock. It had gone up by, I think, $15 or $20, but still $200 or so for a nice countertop, real nice solid wood countertop. So I ordered it, and it's here, and I can't wait to open it up and take a look at it. Andy is going to do the honors and unbox for us. Am I irrationally excited about this? It's crazy.
Well, you had to wait so long to get it.
I know, it's like Christmas.
I'm just hoping it's not damaged.
I hope not too.
I mean, not that they're bad, but it's pretty heavy.
It is heavy.
Okay, good. They've padded the corners pretty well.
What do you think it weighs? Like 20 pounds, 30 pounds?
Oh, yeah, that's much more.
More than 30? 40?
This could be 50 pounds.
Oh, wow. All right, so this might be the heaviest thing in the van, but I don't care. It's going to be gorgeous.
Wow.
All right, outer layer done. Wait, show me. It's got some extra cardboard on the front, but let's get the big reveal here. Oh, would you look at that? And that's got no finish at all. When it's done, it's going to be gorgeous.
Here, no, lay it down.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited. I love it. That's awesome. I think we agree that was definitely worth the wait. Worth the wait? Worth the wait. Can't wait to get it installed.